Hello everybody, Smokey here, and I'm at the Content Castle, an undisclosed location, and I'm with my friend, and we just watched The King, and the 2019 Netflix film, and I didn't even know it existed, but my friend knew all about it, and he showed it to me, and I really enjoyed it, and we just wanted to do like a little recap video. And that's what this is going to be. It's just a little recap video talking about some things that we like. Because that's what we do here on my channel anyway. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't know anything about it until he put it on. We are listening to the soundtrack on Spotify, which will probably get me copyrighted. And we've got the film playing in the background for reference because we're going to bring up certain scenes and stuff. Yeah, so I didn't know anything about it. My friend knew all about it. He knows about this stuff. We like this stuff. The warrior spirit, as I refer to it. We'll get into that in a sec. But, yeah, so then I realized as I was watching it, I was like, this is like Shakespeare stuff, right? Henry V. I was thinking Henry VIII, because didn't Shakespeare do a few king stories? Yeah. So I did it back when I did acting in my acting class. I played a few of his characters. I knew Shakespearean. I was like fluent in Shakespearean. It was sort of a thing, you know. So that was sort of my connection to it. And as I was watching it, I was like, this is very Games of Thronesy, and it has that essence, the essence that I really like. Yeah, so where to begin? I think what we'll talk about first is, well, I'm looking at him now, Timothée Chalamet. The acting performances, they're really good. Everyone, this is like a star-studded cast. There's Solomon Lane from Mission Impossible, he's in this. We've got Timothée Chalamet in probably his best role, the best role I've seen him in. There's, what's his name, Joel Edgerton. He does a great job as Sir John or whatever. Yeah, so I just remember him as Sir John. That's easier for me.
The character is Falstaff.
Yeah, Falstaff. Okay. I'm looking at Henry's brother. He actually played King Tommen in Game of Thrones, so that is pretty funny. Yeah, so
Where's Henry? Come to fight him in our
I'm just listening to the movie. Yeah, because it's such a good watch. The whole the whole setting. And like the costumes and everything, you're really taken to 15th century England and France. You're really taken there. One thing I kind of want to get straight into is the combat.
Yeah.
So Gilly and I have Gillysos is a fellow Twitch creator. He's just sitting off camera here. But he knows his stuff when it comes to this kind of stuff. And we went to Crowell Castle. It's here in Victoria, and we went there for the jousting competition. This is just a couple of days ago, and I will have a video up on my YouTube soon. And we got to see the actual proper jousters. That was really cool. We really love this stuff. We have swords. Even if we're not meant to have them, we have them, and we have like, they're ornamental. Don't worry. We just really like this stuff. And one thing we like is the longsword and the combat. Right now, we're watching a duel, which is like at the early part of the movie. They've got the he throws his scabbard away. I think Henry does it too. But they've got their full sets of armor, and I wish I knew all the proper terms for the armor, but I don't. But all the clinging and the clanging is correct. and the stances they take, it feels very authentic. So we're just watching a bit of it now. Kind of doing like a sort of a rewatch, and we'll skip to certain bits. So the camera can't see what I'm looking at, but what I can do is bring up. This is a movie full screen. Sorry for the noise. It is a brutal film. This is how it was back then. There's Ben Mendelsohn, great Australian actor. So I'm going to try and skip through a bit. Yeah, here we go. So it has to be paused because of YouTube copyright. This is insane, this bit, man. What kind of swords are they using?
Yeah, like a long sword.
A long sword?
Maybe slightly shorter.
Yeah. Oh, he got him with the knife. He got him. So he wins that duel. But what I can show you, the audience, because I'm just watching TV, that's not very fun for you. So what I can show you is some stills from the film, and we can talk about some different things. That is a sex scene. I don't think I'm allowed to show that on YouTube, so I have to. Yeah. There he is in all his glory. America's twink, Timothy Chalamet, and there is Tommen Lannister. There he is. So there's a star-studded cast, really good stuff. Yeah.
1917.
The actor.
Yes.
Tommen.
Yes.
Oh, he is too. Okay. Look at the armor and the swords that they have. How cool is all that? This is actually the scene that I'm looking at now on the screen. It's so, like I said, that word authentic. I think that is the right word. So Netflix really did a good job. Yeah, I'm just impressed with. This is like a Shakespearean. Shakespeare is not to be taken lightly, so it has to be done with reverence. This has been done with reverence.
This field was mine.
I like this little outburst.
It was to mark a my me.
It was for me, and now you've stolen my thunder.
He's a little brat.
Yeah.
But Mark's only this.
So because we're doing a spoiler discussion, he dies off screen. He's the brother.
Yeah, later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Well, we're doing a movie recap, so don't worry. In the description and in the title for the YouTube audience,
John.
I will say that.
John.
You might want to see to your otherwise well-appointed friend.
Yeah. What else can I bring up?
Say that I do movie reviews, not doing one.
We are doing a movie review.
Put review in the title.
Okay. Gilly's having some ideas. There we see Solomon Lane with Henry, his confidant, who has a great demise at the end of the film. When he's found out to be, responsible for the traitor, for the assassin, and he was furthering his own plot, and Henry didn't fucking like that. And he, you remarked on the sound effect it made, he stabbed him in the back of the neck, man, whilst he was, praying to him.
Henry's sister wanted to be people like that.
Yeah.
They have their own kingdoms right.
Yeah. That's another aspect to this film I liked was the politics of it all. Yeah, the politics of it all was really cool. That I forget his name, but Solomon Lane, the guy.
His name's like William.
William, yeah.
He's just like a duke.
Yeah, like this Duke, he had his own agenda, as does Joel Edgerton's character here, Sir John. He
Falstaff. Yeah, is a word.
I don't. What? How do you say it? Falstaff.
Falstaff.
Okay, Falstaff. Sir John.
Yeah, it's got like a word you can use in English. It's Falstaffian.
What does that mean?
It's like if someone in the pub is Falstaffian, they're like big bearded, merry, drinking beers.
Oh yeah. Like him.
Appearance.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. Lessons with Gilly, everyone. Yeah. This is a sword I got from Kuiper's Carpentry from Crowell Castle. It's like a little sword. I said sword, dagger, little dagger, and I think he said it was ironbark. I can't remember, but see, we like this stuff, and we like. Oh yeah, so like I'll get into. So sometimes we talk about spiritual stuff on this channel. This is somewhat in that vein, but the warrior spirit, it is a masculine expression. Not to say that women can't have it, but it is categorized as a masculine expression. And there's like the classical male fantasies of, I often tell Gilly about imagining covering my friend's retreat with like a machine gun or some shit, or hunkered down and like taking them all out, and like my friends, my loved ones are all looked after. That is like this male fantasy thing that I'm like talking about the essence of. So when it comes to the warrior spirit, like yeah, we like that stuff. We're all about that stuff. We're all about the expression of that, and I like to swing a sword around. As you guys can see and know, I'm not like very fit, but I do like to swing a sword around. I'm kind of like that Star Wars kid with this lightsaber, like, but he's like really heavy set. Yeah, I'm kind of like that. I do that, but Gilly here can do things that I can't do, like certain stances, like guards, you know, and they have specific names and reasons why you use them, and there's like different intent behind each guard, and there's also there's like history and modalities to it. There's like books written on it. He's got the books. I've seen the books. This is like, what were we saying, 15th century possibly? 15th century stuff, so we're talking like 1500s. Yeah. So we like that stuff. Oh yeah, sorry audience, you're looking at a picture of a shirtless Timothy Chalamet. That's America's twink right there. That's the twink body that we're after. Good, as audience members. He is good looking. I'm looking at him now on the TV. He is good looking. He's a bit off for me in like June and stuff. But this is his best performance that I've seen him do. Like he does a speech and everything, and it lands, because sometimes speeches don't land. You know, the pre-battle speech, and he actually pulled it off. America's Twink pulled it off. Well, he did. So I'm just trying to find some more stills to see what we can talk about. Yep, just bring some up. And we're still watching it in the background here. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention was the music. The music is really good. We just looked at the credits and I saw his name, but now I've forgotten. But I can bring them up. Oh, wait, I've got the Spotify right here. Nicholas Britell. And you can find the album on Spotify. The King, original score from the Netflix film. 15 songs. And it's 2019 film. Right now we're listening to Hymn 1 Prelude. It's nice, but my speakers are stuffed up. It's because I'm using OBS. Oh yeah, quick side note. This is like a bare bones recording. We haven't got the best of technology for you. Although we are using the power of Starlink. Yes. And I will be uploading with Starlink. But like, yeah, the microphone is acting a bit weird and stuff. But I'm a new channel and that's just... It'll get better, so don't worry. And at this point, I guess I have to say, it's so cringe. If you could like and subscribe, yeah, please do that. That would help me. I'm a new channel, so it would help. And like feedback and shit, that would be good. Because people don't comment. I'll be chill. Comment, and I'll comment back. It's all chill. Anyway, back to the King. Oh, here's like this main piece of music. Yeah, the hymn. Ben Mendelsohn, as I mentioned, he's a really good Australian actor. Most notably from Rogue One, he plays Director Krennic. He does such a good job in that. He chewing the scenery and stuff. We were this close. He's so good. But in this, he does a good job too as the previous king. I don't remember his name, but he's like the also Henry. Yeah. Well, I guess that's why Henry the Fourth and Fifth, and yeah. So he did a great job. There's someone we have to talk about who does really good. Robert Pattinson. Maybe I can find you a still. Robert Pattinson shows up as this French hoity-toity prince who's so arrogant, but like with good reason. Like he actually can hold his own. But yeah, he shows up, and he, the whole acting joke is that like, yeah, I'll act whatever, and then it's like, okay, can you do a French accent? It's like you can't. It's difficult to do, and everyone who tries it sucks at it. He actually pulled it off and made it his own. The accent was like unique to him, and the way he spoke, and he was like menacing. He was like a good antagonist, and he has a brutal demise when he is ultimately defeated at the duel, and Henry lays down his sword and is like, "This is not even worth it, boys. You take him," and he gets basically mauled to death and stabbed to death. And it's like a brutal Game of Thronesian death. Now, as I mentioned Game of Thrones, I should say that... Yeah, I kept on saying, oh, this reminds me of Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones. No, it's the other way around. Game of Thrones was inspired by these events. Events like this. If you listen to George R.R. Martin, he talks about Shakespeare. He talks about the War of the Roses. He talks about all these kings, the Scottish play. He talks about all these different things. So it's the other way around, but in my mind, I classify it as Game of Thrones. There's Joel Edgerton. He does. I keep on saying fantastic job. I say that in all my videos. It's because they do. Timothée Chalamet, really good job. The casting was on point. Also, we're looking at the coronation right now. The costumes and everything look fantastic. There he is, Solomon Lane. William, or whatever we think. Yeah. The confidant, King Henry! It's like the pageantry is on full. Everything is on full. And then he immediately, do you notice, like he immediately has like this... The pompous haircut and like he's all like, oh yeah, pretty boy. He is good look. Like obviously he's like a movie star, so it makes sense.
He's playing Prince.
Yeah, so you have to be. It's good casting because you have to be desirable.
He's like a cocky prince.
Yeah.
Now he's like, shit, I have to be like a man now.
Yeah. I like his arc because in the end he learns quite a few lessons, man. And one of them being is his like in the earlier part of the movie, his arrogance. Yeah,
His Serenity,
he's taught.
and the Republic of Venice.
He's like still victorious in the end,
Yeah.
but he's taught a bit about what is it, being humble. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just what I got. Be humble. Stay humble. Yeah. Yeah, so, what else to say? I think the other thing I wanted to talk about was the main battle. I forget the name of the battle. Battle of Agincourt. Agincourt. And it's like some famous battle. In fact, someone at Crowell Castle, the dude who spoke to, the carpentry dude, he mentioned this battle. And he mentioned a few battles, but this is one he mentioned. Because there's certain tactics that were used for the English to gain the upper hand in the end. Yeah, so to see the tactics, to see the battle, it gave me Battle of the Bastards vibes from Game of Thrones, with all the men piling up and like it's like squirming like around like a worm, like it was crazy. And it's raw, and it felt raw, and like people were getting their heads split open and smashed open and shit, because the English devised a way to get their the men on horseback off. They used like close quarters combat and got in there and dismounted them.
Longbows.
Well, they did a couple like a 3-pronged strategy where they had the longbows.
Longbows, the main one.
But you remember when Henry himself charged when the cavalry came down?
Yeah.
That was to counter the horseback.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it fucking worked. And they ended up winning the battle, and not only winning the battle, but winning France. That is what is implied in the story, because at the very end of the very last image is of him and his newly betrothed French princess, and hearing King Henry, what was it? Yeah, something like that. King Henry. So it's like victorious in the end. Yeah, I should admit that there is like my history is not that good in this particular area.
This guy starts pushing him towards war.
Drinking, clowning. So is it not some truth?
Yeah. It's worth a couple of watches actually, because like there's stuff that you can pick up on, and yeah. For the audience has been looking at this still for a bit. I'll have a look at some more. It's really hard to find a copy of it, and I don't have Netflix. I don't have access to Netflix right now. At least not on this rinky-dink laptop that I have. There he is, Robert Pattinson. Look at him. Doesn't he just look so... He looks like such a douche, but like fitting the role of like a charismatic prince perfectly. Yeah, he did a really good job. 10 out of 10 for him. Some, like I say, star-studded cast, and they all do a really great job. We're just looking at some stills. Oh, you hear that? That's like the main choir music. This plays when they're finding the trebuchets. And at the castle, it plays it a number of times, but that is the best. Like the cinematography, how the trebuchets are launching, and it's effective. It starts to fuck up the castle, and eventually they surrender the castle, and that's what leads to the final thing. Some pretty fair maidens in this film. There's some like good-looking boys and girls in this movie. Some total medieval ethos. Because it's all about like courting and bloodlines and marriages and stuff like that. This is the time of feudalism. This is the time for that stuff. yeah, so another still. This is the battle I was talking about. What was it? Agincourt?
AG.
Yep.
IN.
Yep.
Court.
Court. Agincourt.
Like a tennis court.
Court. Yeah.
see that they have their own kingdoms.
It's court. Agincourt.
You understand what I say?
Just looking at some more stills. I'll just go off full screen for a second because I wanted to show you some Spotify. I don't know how to capture Spotify and OBS, so you can't see it, guys. I did want to show you this too. That is my artwork that I got done by Vera. Vera did it for me. I've got some AI artwork and I've also got this artwork. So, but big thanks to Vera. Follow my Instagram to check out Vera's art. But on that note, look, I'm kind of running out of things to say anyway. Because we covered what I wanted to say. We talked about the warrior spirit and that being important in a sort of spiritual, philosophical manner. And it's not just about this movie, it's like a lifestyle. It's like a thing that just Gilly and I, we embody that stuff. You know, we love Lord of the Rings, we love all these things. Fellowship, knights, weaponry, all that good stuff. I love this guy with this guy here, the Archbishop. Yeah, so we talked about the battles and the weaponry that was used and like the tactics and stuff. That was all really cool. I guess to finalize my recap, I would say this is a really good film. Out of 10, this is like an 8 or a 9. For what it is. So it's not Avengers Endgame or Infinity War. It's a bit of a different. This is a Shakespearean retelling, so this is a bit different. But for what it is, it's like almost perfect execution. And we were looking at the credits, and I forget everyone's name, but the team that they put together was real good, and like had the cinematographer was real good. The composer, Joel Edgerton helped produce. Brad Pitt apparently was a producer on this. I know he does like some Netflix stuff, so yeah. So from me, this is a thumbs up, and you should watch it. If you're watching this, hopefully you already have watched it because I've just spoiled it. So definitely watch it. Give it another watch. And what themes do you like in it? Do you like the stuff that I talked about? Do you like the main character arc of Henry? Because that's what's put on display. It's his film in the end. So like, do you like his? I like his arc. We were just talking then about how he gets a lesson in his arrogance. Still victorious, but there's a bit of a kickback. Yeah, and he has to take stock. So what do you think? Yeah, let me know in the comments if you've even heard of this, seen it. Yeah, all that good stuff. Because this came out of nowhere for me. This was out of the blue. I loved it. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. It's like a 30-minute video. Okay, shit. That's what I wanted to say on that. So thank you. One final note is we're probably going to watch Atlas, and I'm totally going to make a video on the J-Lo Jenny from the Block film Atlas with a non-binary mech. So yeah, we're going to, well, maybe you'll see my video or you won't. And if I don't, I'll make it later on in the week. Okay, thanks everyone, and watch 2019's The King. Okay, signing off. Goodbye. Bye-bye. And Gilly says bye.